So yeah, Yavtik is definitely where my heart lies in the comics.
Yeah, if you want to get into voiceover, you got to do it because you love it. You can't do it because you want to be rich and famous, especially because you're legit doing a job that people don't know your face.
You know, in my comic, there's a number of sentient computers and video game consoles that have happened over the years.
I should have a film. I thought it was going to be the end of this year, but I think it's going to be next year. There should be a film called Badness coming.
I think we're up to 6 Star Wars children's books now that I've illustrated.
I'm here!
I'm here.
The dork behind the drawing. No.
Yay!
Don't look him directly in the face.
I draw cartoons for a living, and you can't tell me that the stuff that, you know, that we're producing nowadays is just for kids.
Heaven and Hell is now the longest running webcomic. I started in September 1995, and it's never missed a day since.
When I announced that I was voicing for Inuyasha's daughter, everyone was like, what? Like,
that was all well and good until, you know, I was giving Phil a ride one day and he said, so how's your boyfriend? And I said, well, we're breaking up. And Phil said, oh, really?
What up, everybody? Welcome to Creators Corner. I'm Cherry Bomb Pop. We do have a special guest tonight. We will get there in just a second. Vixie does want everybody to know that she has heard your guys' good juju and your healing thoughts, and she appreciates it. She is not feeling well still, but she will be back with us as soon as she does feel better. I'm going to go ahead and bring up somebody. We call her the Straight Savage Mel. Come on, computer.
Or the wall. Some people call me the wall.
She's doing it again. Every time. You guys, our guest tonight, I actually met this individual on TikTok, and he calls himself Sir Robert, but we like to call him Robert.
Hey, everybody.
Hello, sir.
Welcome.
So we already have a long list of questions from Eliza the librarian. However, I want you to do a little bit of introduction on yourself. So tell us all about you.
Well, I'm Robert. I'm technical owner of the Creative Heart Warrior. It's its own website. We can talk about that at a later time. But I crochet and I do 3D printing and designing.
Okay.
Which is really cool.
What got you into crocheting?
Stuff, you look.
Seriously, guys.
I can crochet pretty much anything, but I've been doing it for almost 38 years now.
What got you interested in it?
I was told to either learn how to crochet or stop taking the electronics apart at the house.
Both are valid things. That's how you learn how to put them back together.
Play with yarn, stop breaking shit. Got it.
Yeah, I destroyed a vacuum. At least one vacuum and at least one TV.
Oops.
I mean, yeah, it's a little expensive.
In 1982, 83, yeah, that would be.
Oh my God, I was only 2 or 3 at that point.
I wasn't here.
I know, Mel. You was still not even in utero at that point. You was just an imaginated baby at that point.
I was born in 83, so I was almost there.
You were almost there.
Almost.
So tell us about the project that you're currently working with.
Well, the one that
Etsy.
Oh, the one on Etsy that's currently taken off is the Parkinson's pill container project. The pill container was designed by Brian Aldridge, who he's part of the Screen Actors Guild. I don't know exactly his position, but he works with another TikTok creator who has Parkinson's, and they came up with a model design. And last year they opened. It was not open source, but it was put out to the community. We got everything fine-tuned to where it is now, and thanks to the Today Show, it shut my Etsy link down for that container for almost an hour and a half because they weren't prepared for the amount.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
that is insane. But the thing is something like that is, I would expect that because it's going to help a lot of people.
Well, it's also not very expensive either.
No. I have two prices for it that I charge. I charge cost of materials and shipping for whatever color I have made. If you want a specific color that I have available, I charge double the cost of materials. And even then, that's still way expensive. Not expensive, but way cheap.
Yeah.
You said you were going to go grab some when we were backstage. Did you do that?
Yeah, I have some.
Did you grab it? Look at that.
So show us how it works.
Okay, well there we go. You have your closed piece, then you have your fill position, and your dispense position.
Which only lets out one at a time, right?
Yeah. So that way, this one the dispensing only dispenses one pill at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And the bottom is a twist.
For easier.
So you don't have to push down like the childproof lids.
Nope, it's all twist. Actually, see if I can pop this off without breaking it. There we go. There. It's one complete printed piece. And on the inside, there's a pocket for it. So that way, when you pour your pills in the big hole, you give it the twist and one pill will just slide in.
Mm-hmm.
And we've done weight testing with it. And we'll drop it from a 6 foot high with a full pack of, not pills, but M&M minis are a pretty close substitute. And no shattering, no breaking.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean,
so these are located on your Etsy, and I'm sure if you go to his, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, okay.
If you go to his TikTok, I'm sure that the link is there. If not, we can put it in Discord later.
Yeah, the link to the link tree is on his Etsy or on his TikTok, and that'll get you to his Etsy.
Yep. And
well, I can put the link to his TikTok in Discord later if somebody reminds me.
Or just put the link tree.
In the link tree, there's the link to the Etsy and to the Creative Heart Warrior website. Both of those ship. The one in Etsy ships only US. And if it happens to be cost efficient, I will ship overseas, but that's what the website's for, because Etsy likes getting their fingers into everybody's money.
Right.
They do. They really do. Trust, we know. So...
But just for clarification, there's a lot more than the pill bottle on his Etsy. There's a lot of cool stuff.
Oh yeah, there's some other things. I got I'm actually printing let me see. I have a Valentine's Day heart jewelry box thing that's on the printer right now. I have a fidget dragon, but this one just got released today in a Patreon group. So unless you're a member of it, it's not going to be available until sometime tomorrow afternoon. After everybody prints it and says, "Hey, we have it."
Right.
I like the dice tower. I have no use for it, but it's really cool.
Funny thing is, with those, I have 3 people in my family have one because it's to prevent cheaters. They play a lot of dice games, so they use it. You can't cheat.
We do have an RPG tavern that we had running for a campaign for D&D, and we're trying to figure out when we're going to run the next one. And we did the last one digitally. And I don't know what we're going to do with the next one, but I need to take a look at that, because if I need to go buy some dice, I'm just saying, I got a heavy hand when I throw dice. That would keep me from being so heavy-handed.
Right.
It's really cool. They just go, it's like a little staircase, and they...
Yeah, it's a staircase going all the way down.
Yeah.
Actually, on my Etsy, speaking of with the dice tower, I have the option of, let me see, it's random, and random dice because I have my kids like playing with the dice, and we play Warhammer 40K, so we use a lot of D6s. So they each have a quarter of a pound of D6 dice.
Oh, jeez.
Nice.
Hi, Dane. Hi, Muriel.
So, what's up, everybody? We do have some questions. Like I said, Eliza the librarian is blowing up our comment section right now. The first one is she thinks it's definitely one of the deserves. What's your favorite color? Question.
My favorite color? It's actually on my shirt. It's green.
Okay. She's asking, what sparks your creativity?
It's a little depressing, but it's actually the PTSD I suffer through.
Okay.
At least something good's coming of
it. That we understand.
Yeah. You're turning something
like,
good out of it.
For me, right, and I'm kind of the same way in the fact of everything that I have survived. I don't necessarily like. Yes, they were tragic events. However, I pulled the strength that I need from those events to keep me going. Like the strength that I had to pull myself to have is what keeps me going. How long have you been doing what you do? She wants to know.
The crochet I've been doing pretty much my whole life since I was 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
And that's its own fun story. My mom got tired of me throwing the electronics in the house, so she's like, "We're going to teach you to crochet. Keep your hands busy. Keep you out of trouble."
Yes.
Didn't really work. I still got in trouble, but at least I can make pretty yarn things.
Yes. Now, you and I have had this discussion before, and it's been all over social media about people arguing about what kinds of yarn to use while knitting or crocheting. And you and I are pretty much on the same level. It depends on if the customer asks. It depends on whatever. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're completely right with that. I have my go-to yarn that I go to when I'm trying to pattern out or something that I know is going to be for a child. I don't see the point in giving a child $30 yarn that's going to get chewed on and spit out, and in the course of a year it's going to be destroyed.
Right.
I've got to give them the acrylic yarn and go, okay, I feel comfortable that way. If it does get destroyed, it's not going to hurt my feelings so much.
Mm-hmm. Right. Like, I have texture issues with cotton. I'm not opposed to using it for an order, but if it's for something around the house or for me, I won't use it. Typically, I do stick with acrylic just for the simple fact of it's actually one of the most hypoallergenic unless you're going to go trying to find yak yarn.
Yeah.
And I've always said it doesn't matter what you use as long as your customer is happy at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I know one of my TikTok videos, I priced it out, like 2 or 3 months ago, and I broke it down.
Yeah.
A queen size blanket in Red Heart will run you right around $1,000.
Yeah.
You use Hobby Lobby. I love this yarn, ILTY yarn. You're looking at $1,500 because that's a $2 increase.
And that's without it being on sale.
Yeah. I'm just going by straight hard prices. That's not including the sale prices that we shop for throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want to
check
go
the private messages.
Yeah, if you want to get with a fancy yarn like some of the custom dyes from Unit and Sew, she makes great yarn.
She does. She makes beautiful yarn.
Her stuff's $30 a skein. I'm not knocking her for a price. I understand.
No. Right.
But $30 a skein that's a $6,000 queen size blanket.
For a queen size. Not even a king, y'all. A queen.
Yeah, it's just like and the worst, not the worst part, but too many people underrate and undervalue themselves.
They do. I'm one of those people. However, I'm learning. It's okay. Yeah. I started out doing it over a decade ago as a hobby. And yeah, I get orders here and there, but it's not a full-time thing for me. I mean, it is, but it's just because, well, I'm still making up for Christmas. But that's a whole other story. But I started out on acrylic, and my thing, like, I'm learning about different yarns. Like, if you're going to put me in front of a wall of yarn in a store, in a department store, and it's got every brand in there, of course I'm going to go for anything other than Red Heart because it's really scratchy to me. There's only one yarn that's scratchier than Red Heart to me, and that's one of the ones that Michaels sells. But I mean, there's some really nice acrylics out there. There's some really nice cottons out there. There's some, the velvets and the velours are amazing. And it just, when people order, they just think, oh, well, I can pay you $100 for a king size blanket. No. It's going to cost me more than $100 just to get the yarn.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to cost in what? Because you think you're a friend or a family member that I'm not going to charge you what I would anybody else for an hourly rate to do this? You're commissioning this. You're going to pay what I tell you, or you're not getting what you want, plain and simple.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the hard part. People don't want to pay much. They think they can go to Walmart and get a $20 blanket, and it's the same thing, and it's not.
Yeah,
but it's not.
Well, it's like it's a running joke in my house or with my family, and a lot of, I'll say, the more experienced crocheters. Most of us dislike black.
Oh, I go yarn blind super quick on black yarn.
Yeah.
I made a beanie last night for a friend of mine in black yarn, and I went blind so quick it wasn't even funny.
Yeah, and that's where it comes from. It's if you have the specialty yarn, or if I'm making something in black for you, and I'm giving it to you, you are a special person. Smile, be happy, and go, well, maybe I shouldn't be such a butthole.
Right. Yeah. No, and I typically use like variegated or ombre yarns just for the simple fact of any solid color, really, I go yarn blind on really quick.
I really want to show my unicorn.
So, okay, well, hurry, because I got to get batteries for my mod, lady. Don't mind her floppy head. Okay, so when I made this unicorn and I sent it out, I stuffed the shit out of this neck, but I put polyfill in it. So the head is heavier than the body. And I thought I got enough in the neck, and apparently I didn't, so she's a little floppy-headed.
Something that works for the unicorn, or at least for the necks.
Mm-hmm.
If the necks are kind of floppy, use a pool noodle.
Is what?
Use a pool noodle.
I didn't think about that, and I only leave the house like once a week.
That's a good idea.
It really is. I'm going to start doing that, though. I need to start ordering that. Liza wants to know circle or square. Wait, how long? Yeah, circle or square.
Interpret it how you will.
Circle or square. Well, technically, a square is a circle because you have four corners and they're all 90 degrees. 90 degrees times 4 is a circle. 360.
I love that answer.
That's a great answer. And then she wants
Jimmy
to
and
know
Jellybean,
snow.
Stop it. Behave.
Children, don't make me come out there.
They're daring you.
They really are. They tested me today.
See, I don't use yarn. I use rubber band.
Yeah, Mel actually is the one who made, not that you can see him, she made my little link up here because I kept stealing hers. And then up here, even though you can't see her,
I got a Joker.
Is a Maleficent. Marble or ping pong ball? Liza, these are really fun questions.
Marble or ping pong ball? Ping pong ball, because you can play beer pong.
There you go.
Yes. Do you have any big projects for the future?
But a marble would do more damage. Sorry, go ahead.
I'm actually working on my temperature blanket from last year that I had to put off to the side because I broke a couple bones with my hand.
Oh, man.
I have never finished a temperature blanket. I don't have the patience for it.
Well, what I've noticed the trick is, at least from my aspect, because I started at the beginning of last year, and I was doing pretty good, doing it every couple days and catching everything up. I like having all the colors already figured out, so I can just sit at it for a couple hours and just keep on working on it, and not having to wait till the next day.
Right. Let's see. Hi, Dane. Hi, Myrtle. Don't make you see. There's Mama Vixie. She gonna get y'all. I'm just saying. Just because she not here don't mean she ain't watching.
So the temperature blanket, is that by day of the year?
by day. Each day, I take the average temperature of the day, and that's what I use. And since I'm 6 miles from the Canadian border, it's cold.
Yeah, you cold.
Yes.
I like it. The snow's friendly. It talks to you when you walk on it. It's that cold.
Mm-hmm.
And like me and the neighbors say now, and I introduced them to that phrase, is it keeps out the riffraff.
I'm riffraff.
Yeah,
I live in
it's too
Florida.
cold
We
to
don't
go
get
outside.
snow.
Well, it's too
No,
cold.
but your iguanas are falling out of your trees again.
Yeah, it's too cold to cause any real trouble.
Well, and I've known people that have done temperature blankets instead of doing a row a day. What they've done is they've either averaged out the temperature over the week, and they've just done like 52 rows instead of a row per day.
And that's why I was asking, because there's different ways.
Right. There's one lady that I know of that I follow on TikTok, and right now she's doing a temperature cardigan for one of her daughters. And I thought that was really neat.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one website. They'd have to look it up, but it's 365 days of granny squares. That's a perfect one too, because you already have all 365 days. All you gotta do is just pick your color.
Right. Huh. Right. That would be pretty neat. I might actually find some kind of interest in a temperature blanket that might actually interest me to keep doing it. And I would have to make them small enough to where I wouldn't go yarn blind as quick, because like, I'm not even joking. My yarn blind is like not even a row in, and I'm like, I can't see. But like right now I've been working with gray and it's not affecting me as fast, but I can feel it getting there.
Oh yeah, it's like I'm working on a yellow. I have a Red Heart yellow. It's a nice color, and as soon as I get it done, it's my testing piece for the pattern that I've been working on.
Right.
So once I get it done, I'm going to take pictures of it, and then I'll be, ta-da!
Right? Sorry, the kids are fighting in the comments.
Right.
Being rude. Y'all be rude tomorrow morning, not right now. Jesus.
Right?
So, are you on any other social media sites besides TikTok itself?
I do or at least for me, I do most of it through TikTok. I have people that follow me on Instagram, and every once in a while I'll drop new pictures down, but it's not that big of a deal for me. And I only just blew up on TikTok because I'm working on a recycling project to recycle plastic.
Mm-hmm.
And every once in a while I'll have one of the larger creators that does 3D printing go, and they'll mention it, and then we'll have a conversation back and forth in the comments with videos back and forth, and then I'll get another 3,000 followers for some reason.
Right.
That's awesome.
I'm finding that because there was a bigger creator who used one of my sounds that somebody re-uploaded, so of course it fell under their name. And Petty Cherry got on there, and I was like, as the original creator of this audio, thank you for using it. So the verified user actually followed me, and like now I'm gaining, like, people who were liking the comment are starting to follow. So I'm just sitting here going, shit, now I gotta be nice. I ain't got time for that. Fuck around.
No, it's not being nice, it's just be true to yourself.
Right.
And that's the thing, is I absolutely am. Like today with the incident with the troll that I had, I absolutely am 100% myself all the time. I'm not going to throttle myself because I'm on social media. Plain and simple.
That's really Sherry.
Yeah, that really is me. Like, you come at me in real life, you're going to get a mouthful.
I look at it this way. If you haven't caught at least one ban on TikTok, you're fake.
Oh man, I'm fake.
I've been on more you can't post bans for a day. Like, they keep threatening to pull my account, and I'm like, then just fucking do it. I got another fucking account. Quit making idle fucking threats.
My first ban was 35 days.
What?
35 days?
Yes.
First? Holy shit.
Yeah, because it was, I duetted one of the more popular creators. He's like, well, if I was getting jumped to the street, what would you do? I'm like, and I had, it was a sound effect of what I carry in the house, because I'm very Second Amendment friendly. Like, you know, chink, chink, we don't have a problem. Chink, chink. And I was banned within 30 minutes.
Rebecca. Well, and the thing is there's other big creators that have done that, and they haven't faced it. There's no repercussions for their actions. Now, the funny thing is they threatened to put my account on. I couldn't post until tomorrow, and then they threatened to put me on view only. Now, they were taking too long, and I was just done with the troll by the time I got around to it. So, yeah, I did delete the 2 videos. And it's very rare that I actually do delete videos. Usually I just privatize them, but the appeals hadn't come back, so the only option I had was to delete it. But the funny thing is I can post again. I'm like, wait a minute.
It wasn't your only option.
Then,
you could have chose patience.
You've met me.
I love stirring the pot.
Yeah.
I love stirring the pot.
Patience, what is this
You
thing?
talk to her, I can't. No, we don't have that around here. It is not a virtue in my house. No. We love you too, you gorgeous geek. No one, Rebecca. You get blocked. You get blocked for calling out stupid. They threatened to block me for calling out stupid.
Yeah, I had a creator block me because I made a comment that I don't have a messy bun. And mind you, it was on my live.
Yeah.
I don't make messy bun beanies because I don't have the hair for it.
Yeah.
I can't test it out, make it proper. But anybody that
and they blocked you for that
for a while knew that I had shoulder length hair at one time, and they got on their feelings and blocked me. And yeah,
wow.
But here's the thing: is you don't, regardless of if you do or don't make them, it was just stupid for them to block you.
Yeah.
And not only that, you have the choice in what products you do make. So for them to act that stupid.
And you didn't say anything negative, like downing people for wanting one or anything.
No, I don't. If that's what you want, I'll make it. I'll have to borrow my child and have her try it out to make sure it's in the right spot.
Right. We ain't got time for patience. No, we do not. Cherry, I choose petty over violence more often than not, Jelly Bean. Don't try me. Try Jesus, not me, baby.
Hey, I will tell you from experience, sometimes patience wins the day. I'm just saying.
My petty is bad.
I've seen a little bit of your petty, and it is goals for me. Let's just put it that way. Okay? I envy it.
I'm the type of person that I will spend my own money to purposely be petty enough to make it where you're uncomfortable.
I'm not going to deny the fact that poosenders.com has my credit card number on file. Let's just put it that way. That's my kind of petty. Robert chooses violence even in his sleep. Oh! Don't wait. See, I'm that type. Go ahead.
My kids are trained to stand at the door and say something to me because I get violent when I'm sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
Not just a little bit. I get a whole lot of violent.
Oh, I've woke up swinging at my husband. I woke up standing on my bed, ready to fight.
I've ran through a door full of sleep.
Oh my goodness.
Well, it was the
and
right
why
sound.
Did that not get...
It was the right sound. The door was closed and it was supposed to be open.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And my brain said, "Danger, Will Robinson, go this way."
Uh-huh.
And that's not the only thing that's happened when I'm sleeping, but we don't talk
about it. The only one you're
it.
sharing right now, yeah.
We don't keep loaded weapons anywhere near him when he's sleeping. Noted.
Got it.
No, my hands are pretty much my weapons because by the time I get to them, I'm already coherent enough to be good.
No, thank you. Sorry, my trucker came in. I understand that. Thank you.
Truckers. I remember doing that years ago.
What?
Are you waiting?
Oh, did you?
Yes.
Yeah, I was training under. Well, thankfully it wasn't Swift. But no, I was training under another company, and for the month of February, we averaged almost 30,000 miles.
Mhm.
That was a lot of miles.
Yeah, mine only averages, well, I shouldn't say only. He typically averages about 125,000 miles a year.
Yeah.
So.
I would not make a good trucker. I can't focus for a long drive.
Between my depth perception and my road rage, no. I'm not even a good passenger in the truck because I'm constantly doing, if that motherfucker hits us, we're going to be dead. You know that, right?
See, I have my road rage runs on two things. Either one, I'm going to go fast and get out of the way, or two, I'm going to go slow and I'm going to go straight to the speed limit.
Well, and don't get me wrong, there's been times where I've actually, like, he's had to hold me by my belt or the back of my pants trying to get me back in the semi because I am trying to climb out of a window to go beat somebody's ass for getting too close to us. Like, legitimately. I'm surprised the company never got calls on that one. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's okay. It'll be fine.
Woosah.
I love him.
Woosah.
Typically, if he's going over a bridge and it's got water under it, I'm like, I'm going to the bunk. I'll see you later. I can't. Nope, not doing that one today. But thank you for being in a rig for however long you were and doing what you did, and for your families and your sacrifice as well. Because we appreciate it.
Oh yeah,
Trucking is near and dear to Cherry.
See, that's the thing that I always, thanks to that time in, as much as I dislike the DMV, realistically, every person needs to take a DMV test to be a commercial driver.
To know what it's like.
Because unless you drive and know the distances, a full load truck at 55 takes 380 something feet to stop in good condition.
Yep.
So if you're in your little Honda Prelude and you try to stop in front of a truck, you're a speed bump.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen it happen. Matter of fact, we were in California a couple of years ago, and the truck that he was driving at that point, it's a newer truck, so it had all the sensors in it. And we were in California, and we were doing about 70 in the wrong lane. But that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is somebody decided to pull in front of us in a Grand Prix doing 60 miles an hour, and had those sensors not locked in and stopped the truck, like dead, almost like you could hear some brakes just squealing because the truck was trying to stop. Had those sensors not been on that truck, we would have plowed right through that Grand Prix.
Oh yeah.
Or the Grand Am, whichever it was. What is your go-to pattern, Vixie wants to know?
I actually have two patterns that I've done so much that it's not even a go-to pattern. It's just something that I whip out. I do the Lofsoul Shawl.
Which is beautiful.
I love that.
I've done it so much that I have starters of it. So that way if I have an order for a specific color, I have like the first 3 rows done, 3 sets of heads done. And then the ball of yarn and the pattern just kind of get wrapped around each other, get stuffed in a cubby. That, and then I do that in my octopus that I make.
So cute. I love both of those. They're both fabulous. I also like the vaccine card holder.
Oh yeah.
I really like that.
Those are
it's
great.
like kind of sci-fi futuristic looking to me.
Actually, I need to paint one of them for mine because I was told by work that either I get vaccinated or I get fired.
That's happening a lot.
And because they follow federal government regulations, because they work for the government, the day after I got the vaccine, the full dose, the government's like, oh, by the way, you're good. We're putting a stay on it. It's like, wow.
Nice. Thanks a lot.
I take it Rebecca is the wife?
Business partner, housemate. We haven't decided exactly what the actual name is yet.
There's no label. I was assuming, and I apologize for misassuming.
Oh, no, it's fine. That's why. Yeah, that's because she's actually upstairs listening because the house echoes, so I know she can hear me.
Well, she said you can also literally do the Lost Soul's shawl in your sleep.
Yeah, we don't talk about my sleeping and when I'm doing stuff on live. I fell asleep teaching Lofsoul Shawl's pattern, and I went from English to a foreign language.
Oh, interesting.
And when she said something, it woke me up.
It's got skulls in it. It's really neat. Dane is also a driver, and he says they can't I'm assuming he means the sensors. They can't differentiate between dry, wet, or icy roads, which I haven't experienced yet because I typically try to stay home during the winter. He tried to drag me to Minnesota last week, and I wasn't having it.
Yeah. When I take the car, when I drive and go see my parents during Christmas break, for the kids, me and the kids make a statement of seeing how many trucks are sleeping on the side of the road.
Mm-hmm. It's a big deal. Like, there's a lot of trucks that people don't realize slide off.
Well, a lot of it is. I'm not going to say it's not anybody's fault. I'll start with weather, and then it can just expound from there. But
I'm trying to find a good picture for Jimmy so I can show him. This is the pattern he's talking about, Jimmy.
Yes.
Oh, that's what I was doing, but I was gonna screen share it.
You were gonna screen share it. I've made it into. I've done it in a square. I haven't done it in a shawl yet. But this was pre-learning how to read a pattern. So I have one little granny square size that I put 2 other granny squares on the side of to make like a table runner out of. I have no idea where that's at. I'll find it eventually. I do too.
Because I actually have the pattern in for the Lofsoul Shawl in my link tree. Because I get a bunch of people that always ask about it. But what is it? One of the other guys, he's on YouTube. He worked with the person that created the pattern. So he made the Lofsoul Shawl, did it as a granny square blanket, and as a Lofsoul blanket. So it's a complete square of nothing but Lofsoul.
Are you talking about Fiber Spider?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I follow him. I still get updates from him. He's still active as heck on YouTube.
Yeah, he really is. I follow him.
Yeah, I was brought a Lofsoul Shawl.
So the funny thing about that is I've actually made a virus baby blanket out of that same skein of yarn.
Get that off to the side.
So besides the pattern that you're currently working on, do you have other patterns that you've produced, or are you like me and you just follow other people's patterns?
This is the first pattern that I'm actually working on that I'm creating right now. Most of the time I'll sit there if I'm using a pattern and there's something wrong, not wrong, but off, I'll fix the pattern on the fly and I'll make my own notes, or if I do it often enough, I'll make my own mental notes. Because I don't need a whole...
I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't have time to write my own pattern. This pattern, I've had it pretty much written since the 1st of January, but I have to finish the headpiece in order to say, okay, it's X amount of rows.
I did it!
You did it!
You did the thing!
I did the thing. That's the Lofsoul Shawl.
Mel and I are still learning StreamYard. Big C and Hubby are the champs, and they're the ones who usually run it, so we're still learning new things about it. Like, I forgot we have background music, by the way, Mel. It is pretty.
Oh, yeah.
And octopus.
Yep. That's the retro octopus.
Load.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, there it is.
The retro stripe?
Yep.
Everybody went nuts over that.
Right? I purposely, because everybody's all up in arms about the retro stripe, I purposely make as much items as I can out of it.
I think since the person who made it famous, since they brought that into Crochet Talk, or Crafty Talk in general, I've only gotten like 3 skeins of it, and I've used 2 of them. maybe 2.5 of them. I don't even know. But like, I refuse to buy it anytime I see it. I'm like, I'm not falling into that. I'm not doing it. I'm the anti-trend over here.
I have several skeins of it in case I have a project for it.
Right.
But other than that, because we're downstairs in the gulag, so I can't go up to the wall of yarn. But I have all my yarn organized, and I'm slowly getting more.
I started out with like a little 3-tier bookshelf, and then I made it up to like a 5-tier bookshelf, and then I decided that I was going to buy a hyper tough shelf, and that got filled up. Now I have half of the hyper tough shelf, and then I have a 36 cube organizer full, like crammed full of yarn that I'm still trying to get through. So, and the trucker just walked by and rolled his eyes. Like, you can tell when you're at a crocheter's house because there's yarn everywhere. And like different spots. Like, I've got a whole box over here for the crochet along that we're doing at Homespun Magic right now.
Yeah, I had a dice tower.
That's the dice tower for hubby.
Yeah, I would get a little attacked, but that's exactly how my house is. I actually have yarn here, and then I have my pattern yarn over here on the other side.
I've got yarn in my living room. I've got yarn in a bag that I take around with me as I'm working through the house. I mean, I've got a go bag anytime I leave the house.
I have yarn in my glove box.
I haven't got that far yet, but the trucker won't let me put any yarn on the semi unless I'm there with him.
Well, the yarn in my glove box is I weighed out my octopus when I make them. So I have a couple balls of yarn that's specific for an octopus. So if I have the craving, I don't have to go, okay, do I have yarn with me? No, it's in the glove box with a hook. The hook's still in wrapper because I always have it with me anyway, but it's in case I forget or I have to leave the house in a hurry.
So I've gotten this new obsession with ordering customized hooks. Because I'm starting to have wrist problems, and it's because I didn't hold my hook the way that my wrists wanted me to for the longest time. So I'm finding more ergonomic hooks, and it's opened up a whole new world. Because like, I have a wickedly handmade hook just because it was a supernatural hook. So the ones that I use, hold on. Working on a project. I started out doing my own polymer clay hooks, okay? That's not big enough for me. So, I ordered these off of Etsy, and they're almost perfect. And I have what's called a chunky boy hook holder coming in next week. And it's supposed to be like about so big around. So I'm like, oh, buddy, it's game on now. Now, mind you, I have a collection of different kinds of hooks. Like I have, they either prefer like Clover or Boy or Susan Bates hooks. I have the full set of the Tulip Atimo, rose, the pink ones. I've got those ones. I've got an Addy hook that I love. I've just got all the different, if it's different, I want it.
Yeah, I have... Crap, I think the hooks I use the most are through Amazon. They're like $15 for the whole set.
Yes. Rebecca, I actually have yarn in my kitchen and in my bathroom.
Yeah.
Just not in the vehicle, that's all.
Yeah.
No,
I have to take it with me when I'm on the vehicle.
But not permanently. And
No. Like my yarn travels.
Oh yeah, no, I have at my dining table. There's a spot behind it which I have a 3D printer that I have to repair. That one's getting a full modification, but that's a different story, not including the yarn. I have yarn all the way around what it's sitting on, stacked. Because I'll sit at the table and I'll turn the laptop on and listen to Supernatural and just bang away at a project.
But still my heart. It's my show. I'm so mad.
I have that. I've been doing that. I've been watching a lot more Knight Rider, the old Knight Rider with the Hoff.
I actually just started rewatching Doctor Who, and I'm on the 4th season of the newer, not the newest episodes, but like when they did the reboot.
Right.
And they had, what's his name? Christopher, what's his name? And then David, what's his nut? I'm bad with names. I'm just about to go into the 5th season of the reboot. So.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't gotten really much into Doctor Who. I'm not too much of a Whovian. But I do the other side.
Neither am I.
I was watching it last night, and see, the reason why I started watching Doctor Who again was because I started watching Torchwood, and for the umpteenth time. And the trucker's like, "What are you watching?" I was like, "It's a British alien show." So now he just calls it my weird British alien show. So when he was home last night, he's like, "I thought you were done with that." I was like, "No, this is Doctor Who." Yeah, Chris, I can't say that last name, and David Tennant. Yeah, there you
Eccleston.
go. But usually when I'm working on a project, there's always background noise, and it's usually Netflix or HBO Max or something that has a streaming service that I can watch.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen Supernatural so many times, it's not even funny.
Oh yeah, I've never completed the full season. But I wish Netflix or HBO Max would have a streaming because I'm awake and I'm doing a craft.
Well, Netflix should have all 15 seasons of Supernatural. I believe they do.
I think they do. I think I'm on season 8 or 9 right now. So
you're frustrated me. I haven't got past
all the
season
dick
1.
Jokes. So, couple of things my kid's done lately. One, I was watching Doctor Who the other day. He comes on. He goes, "What are you watching?" I said, "I'm watching Doctor Who." He's like, "The Marvel movie?" I said, "No, that's Doctor Strange."
Wow, that hurt. Even me, and I'm not a big fan. I'm not like,
right.
Sorry,
and then last night I had gone out to the living room to go talk to the trucker really quick. And I was walking back towards the kitchen and I heard Dean Winchester and I was like, "Why are you watching Supernatural?" And the kid was like, "Oh, I started watching it," and I couldn't have been more proud in that moment of my kid.
Aw.
Liza asks, "How long does it take to finish a project?"
Depends on the size. I can knock out a Lofsoul Shawl in about a day and a half.
Nice.
If I'm actually working consistently on it.
What about the octopus?
I think the fastest I've done an octopus was 4 hours.
Wow.
And those spirals, those curly cues like you have on your unicorn, those things are a pain in the ass, but you can get them done real quick.
Yeah, and I call it the worst part. I can sit there, and as long as I don't have to count, I'll just sit there and just day by day.
Because you can do it from muscle memory, and you can do it by feel as well.
Yeah, I've just started not relearning how to knit because my mom's getting older, and she's passing the torch to me now. Now I get to make the family booty. We have a booty pattern that's been in the family since 1950.
Oh my goodness.
And my parents are 70 plus years old. So she's like, "I can do it." And she's like, "Well, I'll give you some yarn if you want to do it. And if not, well, when I come down and visit, we'll sit there and just, make a bunch of booties." And so that's what we do. We make a bunch during winter, and then for the next year, and then that's what all the kids, grandkids.
Right. I haven't. It's the oval shape that confuses me. I've started understanding it more, and I'm an extreme baby knitter. Like, I understand how to make a knit, and I understand how to make a purl. And I can bust out just an ear warmer with nobody's business. I got no problems doing that. I can't knit anything else though.
Yeah, the booty pattern is an intermediate. It's a beginner intermediate pattern, and mind you, that's what I chose to start working on and relearning. Go big or go home.
Right.
Eliza's asking, God, I need my glasses. What's your favorite
project?
Pretty much anything. The ones that my go-to projects, like we've been talking about, is the octopus and the Lofsoul Shawl. Those are when I don't have a plan for anything. I just kind of, okay, I'm going to work on this.
Right.
But I have a couple.
I've heard so many times from people where they've talked about where it said that we've lost our crojo, which is our crochet mojo. And for me, it's not that I lose it or get disinterested. It's just life gets in the way sometimes. So I'm that type of person that I have to have enough self-control to only do one whip at a time, which is a work in progress for everybody who doesn't understand that. However, right now I've got 4, 5, and I'm going nuts. Like I need to just sit down and do one of them to complete it.
Yeah.
We don't talk about my works in progress because it's not a problem.
That's how you can tell when you're talking to a lifer. They're like, we don't talk about that.
Because I don't count the octopus as a work in progress for each one of them. I just count the whole thing as a whole. I have that. I have something like 85 balls of yarn ready to go. Yeah. That I need to start working on because when I go to the county fair in July this year, every little child goes by, sees it, falls in love, and shwink, it's off the table. I can't keep up with demand when I have them.
Well, yeah.
And then
he says my mom basically just did blankets. Go ahead.
And then I have that. I have the Lofsoul Shawls because I have so many of. I just have conglomerations of coloring just wrapped and ready to go. My temperature blanket, my pattern, my booties. So that's 5. I know there's more. I just don't know where they are.
Have you checked the trunk?
No, my car is fairly clean of projects because the back of it is whenever I travel, it's always for groceries because it's 2 hours to go to a cheap grocery store from where I live.
We have a similar situation here in my house because we travel about 30 minutes to go to a grocery store. We've actually started we've actually gotten a big 65-gallon cooler that we stick in the bed of the pickup. That way nothing gets spoiled on the way home. Because when we go to town, it's like a whole day. Like, yeah, we went today, but we only went to 2 stores. But usually we got to go to Walmart, we got to go to Sam's Club, we got to go get water, we got to do this, we got to do that. And usually Walmart's our first stop. So all of our cold shit needs to stay in the cooler so it doesn't go bad over the course of the day.
I have to say thank you for that because I used to work in a grocery store that people mostly just went there to buy the big value packs of meat that we sold. And there were so many people that would come back, a little while later and my meat's bad. I need you to refund it. You sold me bad meat. No, we didn't. You just left it in your car too long. And this is Florida and summer.
Yeah. Yep. Well, it's like my grocery store here in town. It's not that I won't shop in it, but a pound of breakfast sausage runs $3 to $5. If I drive 2 hours, it's $2 to $3.
Right.
It's not cost effective for me to go to the grocery store here in town. And the owner of the grocery store complains, "Oh, nobody shops here. If you lowered your prices a couple dollars, we would buy you out." At the same time, because it's a grocery store, that's supply and demand. The more your shelves are, the more you sell out of things, which means the more you can stock. The more you stock, means you get a cheaper discount on more food.
Right. So we're in between 2 towns. Okay. And we're not ignoring the question. We'll get to you, Liza. There's a town that's 11 miles up the road. And we have a smaller grocery store in the town that I live in. However, we like to refer to both of those as the gold mine because of their prices, where it's cheaper for us to drive the 30 minutes and take our cooler with us. So, I understand that.
For people who plan and aren't just running out of things and running to the little quick store.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like I get paid this week, and this weekend, I'm probably, after I pay off my Net 30 account, I'm probably going to end up spending $500-$600 in food. But I only do that once a month.
See, and I do that about twice a month because I have a trucker myself and my teenager, and they eat more than I do, and I'm basically feeding 2 households because he's on the truck, and then we have a teenager in the house. Liza wants to know if you do collaborate with other people.
I work with other people on stuff, but it's more, I just do my own thing. They do theirs. If somebody asks me to pattern test, I will. But nobody really asks me for anything because they don't like my brutal honesty.
Nah.
Well, they can go get fucked.
Right.
Jellybean wants to know, what's your favorite food?
Well, I'm sitting down, so you can't see all of me, but all of the food is my favorite food.
And then Brittany wants to know, is there a pattern that you won't do?
If it's commission-based, no. But by preference, anything over 4 parts, like I may do a stuffed teddy bear, but that's about as many parts as I'll do because I don't like sewing all the ends in.
Right.
I absolutely will refuse. I don't care who it is. I don't care how much money they're willing to pay me. I refuse to do graph GANs.
To what?
I don't have the patience for it. Graph GAN.
What is that?
That's
graph GAN is where you have like a picture or a word that's, instead of it being
graphic,
like 3D or popped out, it's actually flat with the surface. And I refuse. I won't do them. I ain't got the time for that. But I love doing the filet crochet for some reason.
So wait, with the graph GANs, is that something you're like basically sewing onto it afterwards?
You're constantly colored. Yeah, there's a lot of loose ends that you got to sew in, and there's a lot of color changes, and it's it's a pain in the ass.
Oh, okay. So it's not being added afterwards. It's as you're crocheting.
It's as you work. Just imagine you take one of the easy graph GANs you can do. Well, not easy, but you take a cross stitch pattern. You can make that a blanket. You just have to count every square is a stitch. And if the cross stitch pattern says it's 300 by 300, that's how big your square is. 300 by 300.
Yep. I'm not a fan of the graph GANs. I'm not even a fan of the graph corner to corners. I won't do them. I refuse.
I don't like
they're too much of a pain in the ass for me.
Those hurt my brain trying to remember the color changes.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite stitch? We've talked about this on Homespun Magic as well.
Not really. Actually, I do a lot of single and double crochet.
Okay.
But if you look at when I try to do my tutorials and I teach, like I explain how to do the tutorial, everybody goes, "Oh, look, it's a shell stitch." Yes, it's a shell stitch. But what is it broken down? It's X amount of double crochet, or it's X amount of this.
Right. Shell stitch are also referred to as clusters for people who don't understand that as well. And if you don't know what a cluster is, just fucking Google it. That sounds like a no thanks.
Yeah.
Well, kids, we're about to the top of our hour. I've had a blast with you, sir.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
I love just sitting there. I can sit and not BS, but have an intelligent conversation for hours. I get plenty of.
I can do both,
but I don't get enough adult time with other adults.
Sorry, Mel has been told that she's like talking to a wall, so we have a running joke every time I look back here. I'm talking to my wall. It talks shit about Mel all the time.
It does.
What is she doing to her face?
Right?
I usually do, but you know.
Usually? Oh, okay.
Anyway, I was going to tell you that on Thursday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern, we do have a craft show. I've mentioned it a few times. It's called Homespun Magic. Right now we're doing a crochet along. You are more than welcome to come join the audience. And I'm pretty sure if I told Vixie that you wanted to come back up with us and just shoot the shit, come on. She just said you're invited to Homespun Magic anytime. So if you would like, you're more than welcome. You have an open invite for Thursday nights. We run it for about an hour, and it's the same shit. We just talk shit while we're crocheting.
Yeah, you'd fit
but
right
if
in.
you're interested, you're more than welcome. Yeah, absolutely. It's me, Vixie, and one of our other girls, Doll. And then we also have a Discord. The link is down below in the description, guys. You guys know where all of our links are. You guys know what all of our descriptions are. Do you have any words of wisdom for the audience before we excuse ourselves, sir?
Not really. Or just if, when in doubt, keep on doing it.
That sounds good. I like that.
Awesome.
So.
Alrighty. Well, you guys, I will put the link for his
doing it right now.
TikTok in the Discord, so you guys. Okay, Mel's gonna do that, so you guys can follow and find his link tree and just go stalk the shit out of him.
It's also I did put it in the chat about 20 minutes.
Go ahead, stalk me all you want. I even have my PO box there too.
I'm ready. Do it.
I took mine down because I got threatened with legal action for something, so we'll put it back up later. But anyway, thank you so much for being with us tonight. Thank you for being here, Robert. We absolutely enjoyed having you. And eventually, when I get enough people together, I want to do a panel from Crafty Talk.
Okay.
And if and when I do get that up and running, I will absolutely let you know.
Hey, you know how to get a hold of me, so.
I do. And we will see you later. You have a great night, sir.
Oh, you too. Have a great night.
Okay.
Well, that wasn't what I wanted.
Mel.
I'll try again
What
later.
are you doing?
Yeah. I was trying to put the link in the
Hi, yeah.
Discord.
Oh.
But that's okay. I'll get
What are you doing?
Screwing.
So we've got coffee in the morning. Fuck around.
What are you doing?
We got I'm being nosy. We've got the coffee show in the morning, and tomorrow, depending on how Vixie is feeling, we should have Bitches with Switches Mario Kart. No, Jimmy knows what a cluster is.
Jimmy said
so stay tuned for that. He said tee-hee. I'm done troll hunting for the night. I have food to go eat. Mel, what you got for these people?
People make time for what's important to them. So how about you make those links and liking this live and the replay important to you? Do that. Okay, love you. Bye.
What she said. Okay, love you. Bye. All right, guys. It has been a great show, and we can't wait to see you till tomorrow. You call these two adults. Fuck off. Look, Mel was here to supervise. You had mac and cheese. I made hamburger patties, and Justin put them in the Ninja Foodie. So I'm going to go eat some of those. But we will be back in the morning with the coffee show, and we are going to see how Vixie is feeling as far as Mario Kart tomorrow night. So we will post in the Discord if that is not going to happen. Other than that, you guys, I can't even, because of today's events, say that love your fellow human even if they're stupid. But what I can tell you is trolls do taste like chicken. And don't, for the love of God, trust a fart. They creep up your spine and they get in your brain and they give you shitty ideas. But that's how trolls are born, which tastes like chicken. I'm a hungry bitch. Cali-
So yeah, Yaftik is definitely where my heart lies in the comics.
Yeah, if you want to get into voiceover, you got to do it because you love it. You can't do it because you want to be rich and famous, especially because you're legit doing a job that people don't know your face.
You know, in my comic, there's a number of sentient computers and video game consoles that have happened over the years.
I should have a film. I thought it was going to be the end of this year. I think it's going to be next year. There should be a film called Badness coming.
I think we're up to 6 Star Wars children's books now that I've illustrated.
I'm here!
I'm here.
The dork behind the drawing. No,
Yay!
don't look him directly in the face.
I draw cartoons for a living. And you can't tell me that the stuff that, that we're producing nowadays is just for kids.
Kevin and Kel is now the longest running webcomic. I started in September 1995, and it's never missed a day since.
When I announced that I was voicing for Inuyasha's daughter, everyone was like, what? Like,
that was all well and good until, I was giving Phil a ride one day and he said, so how's your boyfriend? And I said, well, we're breaking up. And Phil said, oh, really?